machine. It's not me.
Well,
Well,
if there's a problem, we'll have to go somewhere else. So,
go somewhere else. It has my card, lady. It has all of my money in it.
wait.
Goodbye. Have a wonderful day.
It's not my problem. It's your problem.
You're the one screaming at me first.
The card is no good. You don't have any money in there.
It's the machine. Have a wonderful day, Karen. Love you. I love you. Oh. Now I'm sitting here. Ho.
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers in Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
The ho at the end, the ho at the end was the best bit of that. Ho, like just so derisive. That's awesome.
She was trying to be nice though before that, y'all.
She was.
She said that she loved the lady,
and she said, "I love you back," right? So much caring. Love you.
Yeah.
It was so fake and condescending. Why do I laugh at this so much? What is so funny about this?
Go somewhere else. It has my card, lady. It has all of my money in it.
Wait.
Goodbye. Have a wonderful day.
It's not my problem. It's your problem.
You're
It escalated really, really fast.
Yeah.
Do y'all ever feel pressure when you're in these things and people are behind you, Lauren?
I try to be like respectful of like the time. Like I'm not like when you're waiting for like a parking spot and there people are taking their freaking time. And you're like,
Yeah.
like in those times or like at like a gas pump or whatever, I feel like I try to be respectful of time, but I'm not like taking my time, sweet time, and I'm also not like urgently running around.
Yeah.
You feel pressure though. When they pull in behind you, do you feel you have to move faster?
I don't think so. There's only so much I can do.
This lady was applying pressure.
That I have not had that. To be fair, I have not had pressure applied to me.
I'm just saying, like, do you feel like some people like? Okay, another example of this, and not in the same thing, and then we'll get to what we're going to get to. Is when you're driving slower than someone and someone's up your ass, do you feel pressure from them to go faster, or in some instances go slower just to be an asshole, Doug?
Was that a swipe at me? What the hell?
Do you ever feel, because sometimes people push you to do something makes you do the opposite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have a bit of that sort of stubborn thing in me where it's like, oh, you're going to try to tell me how to do something. Oh, well, watch this.
Right.
I won't do it. Enjoy that.
Right. But do you ever feel pressure from like the cars behind you? You ever feel or people behind you in line or any of that shit?
I used to. I don't now because like I can't make the things go faster. If I can make the things go faster, great. If it's on me and I'm going slow, well then I'll speed up. But like it's some shit where it's like I can't make the things go faster than what they are. I'm just
Lady, the machine's broke. What do you want me to do? It has my card.
And it had my card. So
and I'm not leaving without my card or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be weird about that shit too.
But
Greg,
what
were you going to say, Lauren?
Okay, well, I have follow-up thoughts to Doug's, but also, you always escape these questions. Do you feel the pressure when this happens to you?
Yes, sometimes I do. And then how I respond is sometimes it's like, oh, I should speed up here. I'm more self-aware. Sometimes it's like, no, motherfuckers, y'all gonna slow down. Y'all gonna like it. And then they're like, you can see they're swarming. They move left and right instead of forward.
Or they flash their high beams at you.
Right. No one cares about your problems. Correct. Like, no, I see, and I'm with Gil. Like, I don't think I should feel pressure, but I do. But like,
right?
In a situation like that, though, I would have just sat there and I would have waited for someone to come give me my card or whatever, and then I would have probably screamed at her. But I don't think I would have called her a hoe. But
I mean, it wasn't to her face. That was just venting in your car by yourself.
Well,
yes.
What I like to think I am in these public situations is, but what I really am is.
okay, so that was gonna be one of my things with like how Doug, you said you used to be, but like maybe you aren't so much anymore. I feel like I had that turning point where I lived in Los Angeles for a while, and people, if you do not go within the half a nanosecond that the light turns green, everybody's honking. And so like I feel like I just got over it at that point where just like people are honking like, sorry, bye, have a good day. Like I'm going pretty immediately. Oh gosh, sorry if my computer's freaking out. I feel like that, like when you don't have control over it, and I'm just like, that experience taught me to just be like, wait, bye, it's fine.
Right.
I'm gonna go about my way. But if it is something where it's like, oh crap, I was not fully paying attention and I am going below the speed limit by a noticeable amount, then maybe I'll like speed up or something. But if I'm like within reason, like go around if you can, or if I'm in the slow lane, I don't know why you're tailing me. It's your problem.
Right. I'm getting bad at this as I get older, Doug. I'm driving slower, and I don't give a fuck anymore about how fast you're trying to go. But what I do give a fuck about, Doug, is this beer.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Skura.
Is this something you gave me?
Yes, it is.
Look at that. It is pretty dark, Doug.
Well, it's a Mexican dark lager, I believe.
For Mexican lager, though.
Yeah, but that is really dark.
But it's an obscura, so I'm sure obscura means dark.
Or obscure.
Or obscure, or something like that. 5.6, 18 SRM. Have you had this one, Doug?
I did not. I had a couple of their lagers. I just had an extra one, and I thought I'd give you that because I had a couple of their other ones that were really good.
Doesn't have light.
It doesn't have light? Okay.
Are we saving? Are we conserving energy? What's happening?
Or maybe the light bulb went out? Yeah.
I don't know. I was running late, so I didn't start it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll start it. But in the meantime, Doug, I'm sorry, in the meantime, Lauren, are you drinking anything yet?
I am hydrating with water because I was super prepared, and I actually was not
fully and gaslit into doing this. No,
I was less prepared today, so we'll see if I get into it. But I have good old H2O for the moment being, so it's just as you'd suspect.
Isn't it also like a zillion degrees there?
It has been. Oh my god. Okay. Brief story time. Heat wave in places all over the place. Also, specifically, I'm in the Bay Area in California. It was hot. And to be clear, much of the Bay Area is older, and it didn't used to be this hot. So a lot of us don't have air conditioning, especially if you're renting. On Monday, I think it hit 102. And my apartment has single pane windows on all sides and like wood casement things, and we don't have air conditioning. So it was like mid 90s inside. And then it was like mid 90s at midnight, even though outside it was like 75, but there was no breeze. So it was just an oven. And we were like, I'm dying. My cat is a melted puddle. And went and found a pet-friendly hotel because I'm an adult and we wanted to not die. So stayed in a hotel for a couple of days and got back today. And it's still warm, but it's like mid to high 80s, which is so much better. So hydrating because I died this week a little bit, I think.
Did you die in your arms tonight? Was there must have been something you said?
No, we did.
Should have walked away. I should have walked away from doing this shit tonight.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I did not have that. We did not make it to that point.
So So on that note, I'm gonna tell you what I'm having. I'm actually having. Greg and I both got beers from our friend JHG this week. Unfortunately, one of mine broke, but the one I wanted actually got here, so that's great. But in a twist of luck, I went to a bottle shop I don't normally go to, and I found a replacement Port City beer.
Oh,
a Keller beer. I don't get the Port City stuff up here, so I was really happy that I got to find that. So I was like, all right, well, I'll use that as a replacement. So, and I'm
It's
grabbing
gonna
out
be a good one.
a big Horkin glass for this guy too.
It's gonna work.
Look at that fucking foam come right the fuck up.
It's gonna work.
Aggressive.
Yeah, baby. That just makes me laugh. Sorry. So you get to give it a second because I can't get through quite that much.
We're not going to
foam
commit.
that
We're not going to commit on this level too much.
fast. All right. Well, all right. Now that you forced me to it, I guess.
Peer
There's
pressure.
all kinds of manifesting happening this evening.
There is. Yes. And tomorrow too.
Ooh, that is lovely lager-esque. Very
Yeah.
good.
JHC's right. Any Port City's gonna be good.
Yeah, when we went there when we were in DC in 2020, and every beer I had there was good. So
I was not part of that party.
Wait. I don't remember going to Port City.
yes, we did. I think we went there. That was the one where we came out and we were waiting for an Uber, and this supremely drunk human being stumbled out of the door next to us. You don't remember? I mean, this was like a person that I don't know how they were standing up, and they walked out of the bar.
That wasn't Port City. That was
Was it a different one?
JHC. Tell us what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember.
We'd
No,
like to
I don't think I've
quantify.
ever been to Port City, Doug. That's
Yeah.
why I'm like, it wasn't Port City.
Okay, I thought
I
it
wish
was.
it was though.
But I thought it was because it was a place that had like just an enormous beer list.
Blue Church, blue
Jacket,
jacket.
blue jacket. JHC
Yes.
said it, yeah.
We had food there, right? Remember? Did we have dinner?
Yeah. So that was what it was.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. And then we're like, how the fuck did the bartender serve that motherfucker? Yes, I remember that.
Because that
It was
guy
actually, it was pretty disturbing, Lauren, actually.
yeah, it was like one of those
We're
things where
laughing
like,
about it, but it was like,
I hope he stumbled in and they're like, we're not serving you because that
and then
guy.
we got right was
Like super
bad.
beyond.
It was
Yeah,
bad.
it was really, really bad. The dinner was great. You're right, JC.
It was, and beer is good there too. Yeah. I remember Port City from going there to the Great American Beer Festival. That's where I had them. And yeah, cheers. And one of the things about it, Lauren, is when you go to the Great American Beer Festival, there's like 600,000 breweries, 600,000 beers. They're all in regions and different booths. It's just over fucking whelming. So what I do, it's just crazy. It's even for a beer person that I love, like me, it's overwhelming. So what I did, Lauren, was I would go to a place and I would drink beer. I would try samples until I found one I didn't like. So sometimes that was great because it was like the first one.
First one, out.
Right. For Port City, though, I ended up staying there for seriously, Doug, 12 or 13 beers. And every one I had was just like, really good. Yes. And that's how I know
That's awesome. And
that when JHC says any Port City is going to be good, that is a true 100% statement. And that's why I was even mumbling in the background. That Keller beer is good. So how was the Keller beer, Doug?
That was really, really good. Excellent representation of style. Really tasty, very smooth. Like I said, very like just tastes like a really good fucking lager, which I think Keller beer is kind of in that family. Yeah. Yeah. So
It's a lager for sure.
Yep. So yeah, it's only 4.7%, which is great. So it's like something you could have several of and really enjoy and not be freaking tanked. So even with this giant glass.
Well, cool.
But could you have 12 or 13? Like Greg.
I'm not having 12 and 13 of any drink anymore. Those days have sailed. So yeah.
That is my
there
also
were samples.
fear.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, fair. But that is also my fear of like beer brew fest, because even at like bottle share, like smaller bottle shares, I'm like, ooh, I want to try all of them.
But
Danger.
you don't have to. But you don't have to.
No, but
That's where you feel the pressure. That is where you feel the pressure. There, not the card.
That is okay, but it's a challenge. This is hard. It's like people. There's need, absolutely no. Want, like, ooh, that also sounds good. Ooh, what's that one? I've never seen this, and I really want to. It's not like you have to try this. Sometimes it's that too, but also it's just like there's so many cool things that I don't normally see or get to see or whatever, and it's like they're all right here in front of me. So I'd need a buddy system, I think, if this ever happens.
And that helps. Like Greg and I were at Barrel and Flow. I almost said Fresh Fest, and we both were like, because what we could do is we could sample, and I used to feel really guilty about dumping things, like but the thing is, if they give you a pour like this, don't drink that whole freaking pour. You'll be drunk in an hour. So you just take a sip or two. If you like it, finish it maybe. But most of them, you take a sip, and unless it's remarkable, get rid of the rest. And the brewers don't care. What they want is they want you to taste it, and they understand you're trying to sample a bunch of stuff over a period of time. Now, we were lucky. We had 9 hours to sample stuff, but most people only had 4. And there was that's a whole different condensed time frame. So, yeah. Greg, thoughts on that? Because I just kind of soliloquied there. So,
too much beer. You gotta regulate yourself, especially the older you get. But another thing we have to regulate, Doug, it's the end of the summer. We're talking about it. And I see our guest has arrived, maybe. We'll get to him in a minute, but it's the end of the summer, Lauren. You already know it's hot as hell. So when this thing pulls up, what do you order?
Okay, well, do we have a zoomed in view like last time? Do we have specific options or just what the go-to thing was or would have been?
I don't think I can get into it with any.
Because I feel like there's certain standards.
Yeah, let's just make it so whatever your version of an ice cream truck is, what did you get? How about that?
Right. So y'all say I never asked, so I'll go first. I'm in the mood for one of those dipped ones. You know, where like the vanilla cone, and then you dip it in the chocolate, and then it puts that nice coat on it, and then yes, that's what I'm into. That's what I want to.
So mine is, I don't know, there's different derivatives of names, but I have one, and the name of it was Cheap Crunchy, and there was basically these little ice cream bars that were vanilla, and then they had either chocolate or strawberry in the middle, and then they were covered in these little crunchy bits on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I used to get the strawberry one, and I would house as many of those as I could before I got sick. So.
Oh, man, what a way to go.
That's by ice cream.
Right.
I think I know what you're talking about. The strawberry ones. I recognize. I did never get those, but I know which one you're talking about. I have no idea what they were called here, though. Well, they look good.
Yeah, that's not the.
Yeah, describe it. So what did you get? Describe it to us in case you can't.
Well, hold on. I'm looking to see if I can find a strawberry one. Here it is. Good Humor makes a version of it too.
That sounds familiar.
Share the screen if you can, Doug. But yeah, this is. So no favorites, Lauren? You didn't like remember the ice cream sandwiches you could get?
Okay, so I feel
or the sundaes?
I was like, okay, did I have a go-to? Ooh, show us first and then I'll say a bunch of words.
All right, so this thing that's actually on the pop-up is what I'm talking about. The Good Humor makes something called strawberry shortcake, but the one I had was something called Cheap Crunchy, was like the brand that made it, and they made it. And they made a chocolate one, and they made this one's an Oreo kind of deal. But that's not. But the other one was like the chocolate one was exactly like the strawberry one, except the middle was chocolate and the sprinkles on the outside were chocolate. Like
right,
yeah,
right,
nice,
right, nice. Oops, didn't mean to do that.
Bye. You don't get to answer.
Right.
I mean, I have too many. I don't feel like I had a specific go-to, but I'm going to share a couple things because I can't choose one. Doug, you actually showing that picture reminded me of, I don't even know if these were on ice cream trucks, but I don't think I've had a creamsicle, like an orange creamsicle.
Yeah, they were.
Since childhood. I was like, oh man, those were so good. But it wasn't necessarily a go-to. I did also like, we didn't have like a dipped on site ice cream cone situation, but like drumsticks, because they were contained. Like I like to keep it clean. I don't like the melty, drippy on everything things on my hands. So like the contained ice cream cone and I'm gonna be one if I go to ice cream shop, I get it in a cup versus a cone because I don't want to deal with that.
Ooh, that's a good call.
So that's me. So like, but drumsticks are like pretty
that was
contained,
other
and they have the
habit.
chocolate on the bottom, so like it doesn't like drip and like destroy itself. However, as an adult, I have been more turned on to, and like my sister's favorite were It's, which is like a San Francisco thing. Apparently, like I don't know if it's, I'm sure it's other places too, but they're like typically like an oatmeal-ish cookie with like different kinds of ice cream in between, like whether it's like mint chocolate chip
Yes.
or like, you know, coffee or whatever. But then it's like dipped in chocolate. Me not wanting the messy and the melty, I didn't love that. But as an adult, I'm like, if you eat it quickly, so good. And like, because it's oatmeal, it gives a little bit so it doesn't just like smash everything when you bite. Because I don't like that either. Again, just become ice cream hand mess. I don't want that.
Right.
Oh, the
Right.
crunchy on the top.
All right. Well, I think we have a guest.
Do we?
Do we?
Yeah.
We do.
Dubious.
Do we?
Hello, sir.
Am I in? What's up?
You're here.
Can you hear me? Can you hear? Is this on?
It's on. You gotta tap the mic.
Oh, perfect.
I'm having a day, y'all. I'm having a whole day. It's amazing. I think the queen died, and it just threw everything off for me.
Don't even know what to do in your universe anymore.
I just loved her. She was like so good in Naked Gun, and I can't believe she didn't do a lot after that. But like, she was great in that, and so it's just, I'm sad. You know?
Real quit while you're ahead moment.
Yeah, like
Wow.
she kind of like she was like Paris Hilton. She was like still famous. She just wasn't in anything. So
I didn't know we were gonna have some Queen jokes. What's going on, Roberto? How you been?
oh man, so both ends of my commute today were just like a comedy of errors, and it's actually like a boring story, but just know that like it sucked. Everything that could be late or delayed was late or delayed. The same thing happened to me this Friday, happened to me last Friday, where I'm gonna leave a little bit early so I can get there and be settled in for the start of the show. And then like at 4:15, someone's like, hey, here's a thing for you to do. Like, really? At 4:15 on Friday? Like, why weren't we doing this at 2?
Yeah.
Like, could we have done this at 2? Like,
That's
no,
a hard pass. Sorry, I'm almost done.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah.
you didn't even look, I even have my 40
so
for 40 shirt on.
So, right, Roberto, what are you drinking?
Then I had to call a guy. In another department. He tells me at 4:30. He tells me we actually close at 4. I just happen to be sitting here. I'm like, bro, why'd you answer the phone? We could have both been done.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you hadn't answered, I wouldn't have.
This is your fault now.
Exactly.
Ugh.
And so I was looking for a package. He's from shipping and receiving. And I tell him, I'm trying to track down a package. He goes, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm like, I know what? Like, that's the first thing he said. He didn't even ask me who I work for or what package or a tracking. He was just like, I don't know. When you're in shipping and receiving, don't you? Like, what else do you do?
Answers phones. Apparently.
Yeah. Like, and I looked at the thing and I'm like, you're the guy who signed for the package. I signed for a lot of packages. I'm sure. I bet you do. But like, now what's the next
then
step?
what
Because
happens?
This is not my job. Like, anyway, what am I drinking?
So-
Nothing. 'Cause I'm walking down the street right now. I'm going to be drinking in about 3 blocks.
Okay.
And I'll tell you.
Well, can I give you some good news?
Yeah. What's up?
We reached our goal.
Yeah! Woo!
Don't stop there though.
Exciting. Oh my gosh. Thank you, everybody. That's
Yay.
amazing.
That is awesome. Awesome.
That is so cool. I really was, you know, everything like as you start to roll up to the event, like things start to happen more. But like really even like a week ago, we were still only like halfway or like a little bit past halfway. So it started rolling up and it started going. And now that's so great. Oh my God. Yay. That's good. That's good. We're going to be able to help some people. That's really
Yes.
That's what it's about.
Yes. What are you gonna say, Doug?
That's what it's about. helping folks. So yeah, good job, Roberto. Good job, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for donating.
Yeah.
And if you missed out, don't feel like you missed out. You can still donate.
Yes,
You can still donate.
Mm.
You can still help. And it's funny because we've been slicing this thing up a little bit more and a little bit more because originally we were going to help 3 charities. And then, right, I said that if some people get creative and do something fun that's not running, then I'll give you half of whatever I win because I'm pretty sure that I will win something. I'm just being confident.
Yeah.
Um,
Manifest.
But then earlier this week, I announced the donor prizes, which will give some, little amounts of money to 3 other charities of people who donated and picked somebody who finished in the top 3. So there's more opportunities. So we're going to look at what, like a minimum now of like 6 charities that we're going to help. So that's pretty cool.
That is
I'm very
excellent.
excited about that. And that's thanks to all of you folks out there helping out with $5 here and $10 there, and sometimes a little more. But it adds up, and it's going to go to some good causes. So that's super exciting, man. Wow.
When's the deadline?
Should
I mean the deadline. The deadline, if you want to win one of the donor prizes, is like tonight. Basically, like it's got to come on before we start tomorrow. But I'll take donations through the weekend before I start, pulling the money out and sending it where it needs to go. Trying to get in touch with people to make sure that I have the address and everything for the charity and their like legal name, not their Twitter handle, so that I can make sure it comes in their name and all that stuff.
So if you wanted to try to be a donor raffle prize, donate and comment with who you're pledging for by the end of today before it's tomorrow wherever you live, because no cheating. But if you just want to donate out of the goodness of your heart through the weekend, because then if people are watching the streams later for some reason, you can still help.
Yeah, exactly. If you miss it, apparently it's going to be archived, so you can go back later tomorrow and watch it, or you could watch it next week or next month, or you can just put it on repeat. You can put it on your what is it, that like Facebook
Memories.
digital frame thing?
Oh, Portal? Is it that thing?
I think it was like the Portal.
Not the meta stuff.
Yeah, in the metaverse.
You can just put it on a loop and have it playing in your living room forever.
Yeah,
What if
like subliminal messaging help you to sleep?
What if we put it on a loop and then we broadcast it out into space and see if anybody will respond?
Yeah, that feels like a good message to put out there that we haven't created yet, but we'll find out what sounds like tomorrow.
That we have absolutely no ability to do, but yeah.
And then like 1,000 years from now, we get like some aliens beamed back to us.
Yes, that'd be great. Marvin the Martian is ready to go.
Yeah, well, I think
Roberto, real quick, can you see this? And if so, what would you order?
Yes. So I heard. So Doug's choice is like classic ice cream truck stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My cousins were always into like the Super Mario thing with the gumball eyes. Those are super messy.
Yeah.
Those things are a travesty.
So fast.
No, so I was gonna throw in, because no one really mentioned it yet. So first, Taco Choco.
It's gone.
Yeah, that was a good one.
All right.
So
recent. It is a fresh wound.
I swear. I think Choco. I swear. I think people care more about Choco Taco than Queen over here. But that's another story for another time.
I mean,
I'm actually gonna let that one go. Anyway, Berto, are you going in your house?
Taco never colonized anybody.
That's true.
True.
Except your colon.
I was gonna say, except my stomach. Berto, do we need to give you a little time to get set up?
That's colonized. Oh my god. Yeah, so I'm just gonna finish this and just give a shout out to Malt Cups, the classic malt cup.
Oh,
Lauren,
yeah,
very
okay.
clean.
Oh,
Comes with
True.
that fun little wooden spoon, and if you try to
That
eat
is
too fast, it'll break, and then you have to eat with half of it, and that's like basically the same as scratching it out with your fingernail. You
right,
got to eat around the sides, right? And then it
right.
starts flipping around. It turns into a little ball. And it's just like spinning around, like Bernoulli principle of ice cream.
That is a
And
deep. That hits like a memory chord that I forgot. The ice cream ball. Ooh,
yeah, so shout
Ice cream balls.
Malt Cup. So I'm gonna duck out for a second and get my
We'll be
actual
back.
computer.
We'll
And
get you back.
I'll see you guys in a minute.
All right, all
If you're
right.
lucky.
digital commute time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is a good one. I forgot about again. Some of these I have like not had since elementary school, so I kind of have forgotten because I just don't. I don't see them. That was a good one though.
Yeah, do I say it right, Doug? Irina.
I mean, or you can say Edina.
Adina.
Mhm.
What are you ordering
buying?
off the truck? What are you ordering off the truck? It's the end of the summer. The trucks are gone soon.
Yeah. What are
I know,
y'all?
Lauren. I know you could use an ice cream right now, Lauren. You look
I mean,
respectfully. You look hot. Sorry.
Thank you. I am deeply glowing.
There we go. There we go. So let's talk about something coming up. We always had when Roberto comes back, we'll go back to the 40 for 40. But it was cool to reach that mark right on our stream time because I looked before and it wasn't. And then I looked and somebody had taken us over the edge. So it's great. But we are going to have some fun here in about 2 weeks for our big Oktoberfest show, y'all. We want people who are past guests to let us know if they want to come on and celebrate Oktoberfest, do a toast with us, come say hi, give us some updates. The problem is, here's a little inside ball, y'all. So for those of y'all who've been on the stream or know how we operate, we kind of operate off the seat of our fucking pants a lot. And there's really no structure, or there's a little bit of structure, but not enough to get dangerous. So the problem is, Doug, is that I want to invite all of our past guests. The problem is there's no like one way to do that. We communicate with people on email, whatever they feel comfortable with.
Yep.
So sometimes we're on email, Twitter, we're in IG DMs, we're in Facebook. So I'm working my way towards,
Everybody.
yes. But I'm working my way towards inviting everybody. But I may not get there. But we're gonna have some fun on Oktoberfest. So if any of y'all past guests want to join us, please let us know. If we haven't reached out to you, you are welcome and invited. But Doug, real quick, my favorite place to buy beer and to have a beer. You've heard me rant and rave about them on this stream many times. Is the Mold House here, and if you would ever come here, it'd be a place that I would make sure that you had to go. On top of all the breweries, it's just a really great place to drink beer. The owner is an awesome guy. He gives back. He founded our Madison Beer Week back in the day. Ended up selling it. Yeah, he's just a good dude, and he really he's a really good dude as far as our craft beer community around here. So anyway, we're gonna have he's giving there's 17 Oktoberfest beers, Lauren. Pretzels and German mustard for $75. And I think I'm going tomorrow, Doug, after we do the 40 for 40 to pick that up. So I'm going to be ready for our Oktoberfest show, Doug.
Dude,
I'm gonna have too many. It's not gonna be. I don't. I'm hoping that we have our Patreon open. We're gonna have pretty ruckus post game show. If y'all want to be involved in that, you're gonna have to probably be on Patreon for that. But it's gonna be ruckus, and I'm going to drink at least 6 of these damn October.
I was like, what are you committing to?
I'm gonna try.
I might have to slide you some money to pick me up one of those and send me one of those because holy shit, all the beers in there. Dovetail, we don't talk a lot about on here. Dovetail is just a great classic beer place. I was able to order some of their stuff delivered to me they're out of Chicago, I believe. Three Sheep, Central Waters. New Glarus, like my word.
And then
I don't know all of these.
old scores.
A lot of people reference a lot of these in like the beer group and other things. So I don't recognize not all
Revolution,
of them. Like,
Third Space too.
Great.
I'm in, dog. I'm in. So yeah, I'm excited about that. That just came out right before. He's been doing these boxes through the pandemic in order to sell, to move beer. And again, he's still probably not back at 100% as far as having people back at the bar. People are still wary. Whether it's justified or not, we could probably talk 3 hours on that.
Yeah.
But so yes, y'all, this is not the last you'll hear about it, but the last time tonight, probably Oktoberfest show. You're all invited. Hell, even if you haven't been on the stream and you want to, put an Oktoberfest hat on, grab a brat, and let us know, and we'll send you the link. We're going to probably have all kinds of people in here. It's going to be crazy, and who knows what the hell's going to happen. So,
I'd like to point out too that our guest next week is actually a person that represents one of the breweries in that brewer box.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Revolution.
Let's talk about it real quick, and then we'll bring up Roberto back. Let's talk about it real quick because they're embroiled in controversy, I think, or is it even a controversy? Or
what's that?
Revolution Brewing is embroiled in a little bit of a controversy, or is it even one? Or am I?
I was looking for it and I didn't see it, but apparently, I mean, there's some people that were griping about something and I didn't find it. But I'm not in Chicago. I don't that could be a very localized story. I didn't find anything, but yeah. So I'm not going to say anything if I don't have anything confirmed.
Oh, I'm going to ask him about it for sure.
Yeah.
But he's from Revolution Brewing, and apparently he's a sensation on TikTok or something, right, Doug?
Yeah, he's great on IG. He's great on TikTok. He does a lot of funny videos, and he does a lot of educational videos that gives you kind of the deep background on like brewing, and like he did a whole series on why barrel aged beers cost so much, and like the process of what they have to do to make them. It's deeper stuff, so it's not like just shit. I'm spending $16 on a barrel aged bomber. Well, yeah, that's because a fuck ton goes into that. Like, it's interesting because he gives you a little bit of background on things that if you're not in the brewing industry, you wouldn't know. And like, I'm not in the brewing industry. I like beer. We talk about beer. I'm not in the industry, so it was really kind of fascinating for me to watch. But he also makes some fucking crazy, funny videos too. So. Yeah. So by the way, the only other guest that we have had on the show in our 3 years that is also named Doug. So I'm looking forward to that. Because you're going to go Doug, and I'm going to be like, which one?
Look at that. Can somebody check the legality of donating a beer box to a witty donor from my area? Sure. Oh man. Okay, so looks like Berto's back here, but looks like he's busy because we got a whole lot of things going on.
Hey, look, we're twinsies! Yay!
I'm
feeling that shirt.
I'm feeling that FOMO, Lauren.
Yeah.
It's okay. We match.
Yeah,
we do. Yeah. Okay.
And maybe on the screen it lines up. Maybe it's more like Hollywood Squares. I don't know.
So, for any of the folks that somehow watch this stream but don't know what the 40 for 40 race is, I'm not sure how that could happen.
Just in case. We get some new people.
You never know. People watch us on replay. Roberto, you want to talk about first of all, you want to talk about what you have in your glass after your challenging day?
So
we're making your day happier, bro.
Yeah, well, because I stopped by the store on my way home on my lateness, and I just kind of was like, I don't know, what's interesting. So I've never had this. It's from Fall River Brewing. It's called Num Num Juice, which honestly, it's a little too
great
clever.
Right now.
It's a little too clever of a name for me. Like, I don't usually, it's like, hey, like Joey, Jojo, Shabadoo, it's a ridiculous name beer does not really do it for me. But num num juice. Let's, maybe I need this tomorrow after I run. I'm only going to be running for like 6 seconds, so I don't know how sore I might get. But num num juice here. It's pretty good. Looks interesting. A little hazy IPA. I figure I'd give it a shot. Huh? Not that I want to get all numb. I got to go light tonight. I got to get up. You guys, like, we're going to start tomorrow at like 9:45ish, 9:30. I don't know what time you guys want to start. Our first runner is Victor at 10 a.m. Eastern out of Chicago. Runs distance, does a lot of stuff for St. Jude, who I found out's not the person in the Paul McCartney song. In case you thought that would be incorrect.
Thank you for that clarification.
Now we gotta. He brought a queen. He put the queen up, and then now he brought up Sir Paul. I mean, you're all over in the UK. Is that where your heart is?
I was just in Canada. They have the queen on. Now look at that head, though. That head is.
That looks
looks fantastic.
That's a great pour.
That's beautiful. I'm really excited about that. I mean, I was in Canada, and they have the queen on their money, and so that's been a really interesting part of this whole last 24 hours, right? Is how quickly, like Canada and Australia Twitter, and actually the Australian actual mint was on it real quick. I guess they had a plan, like when newspapers write obituaries years in advance, right? They just keep updating them. They were like, yep, you can keep using the $5 bill with the queen on it, but we're going to print new ones, and then we're going to make some new coins, and it's going to have Charles on it. He's going to be facing left because the queen faces right. So apparently they alternate that.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And so all these places, these countries that are independent countries, they are not colonies anymore. They're still we have to put the new person on the money. This did not occur to me at all, because we just have long dead people on the money, right?
Yeah,
we're not changing them. But when you have live people on your money, I guess now they can't just be like, well, we like the queen. She was cool. We liked her. We're keeping it. No, they're going to go through. They're going to make new money. But luckily, because I was like, they're not going to recall the money. No, they're going to leave the old
what
money.
happens?
Right.
Yeah.
So they're going to leave the old money in circulation. But here's what I was thinking, because this is why I sit on the train and I have these really, hopefully, entertaining thoughts. They entertain me.
Let's find out.
The queen's been around. I'll wait for a little bit. The queen's she's been queen since World War II, right? Before that,
70 years.
Well,
Just
70 years.
70 years. So I don't remember what the what is the lifespan of a money. You can find quarters still from the 70s and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go through that, and so the queen money is just, that's what it is. That's probably all there is right now in circulation. But Charles already 73, right? So he's only got 20 more years, maybe, if we're thinking a similar timeline, maybe, right? So they're going to print all this money, then you're going to have both of them in circulation. 20 years, I feel like you could have both. So the queen money's not going to be totally gone, right? And then it'll be Paul or Ringo or whichever, I forget which one is next. Will I Am is going to be, then he'll be the king, mm-hmm. Right? He's the next. So then they're going to have Will money. So then for some reason, has this ever happened? You ever had 3 monarchs all in circulation at the same time, right? And by that time, he's going to be 50. So then you'll get another little break in there of another maybe 50 years. But it's chaos for Australian money over the next 50 years. It just is. You can't get around it if they insist on doing this every time.
Getting very third wheel overcrowded feeling.
I'm still kind of trying to understand why, if they're not a territory of England, why the fuck are they putting the Queen's name?
I don't understand things, but apparently Canada, and this got discussed recently because the same things that have been happening. Canada and Australia are part of the Commonwealth realm, which are called realms. And I was like, I want to be in a realm. That sounds fun. But I don't know what that really means.
A realm sounds like some dumb show that fucking Doug watches on HBO Max or some shit.
You don't want some magic?
That's so mean. That is so mean. Oh my gosh. How could you say that? Can we get into that? Makes me want to get into the Black Hobbit controversy, like for a show I don't even watch, but I'm still like, I can't believe that it's a thing.
I don't know what's happening.
There's apparently 52 countries in that, 56 countries
What?
in that Commonwealth thing.
Yeah, it's called colonialism.
Yeah,
But,
and
like,
a lot of them are African. So yeah, you're totally right, Roberto.
Is it just like they used to be colonized, but now they're not, and now they're just Commonwealth, like they're just like we used to be, and now we have a club.
Right. But
Like,
see,
is that what that means?
I think so.
I don't know.
Again, to me, dragons hang out in realms.
They're Darby
So
even
Yeah,
what's funny is in that whole Commonwealth, like India's in there, and India's been independent of Britain for fucking since the 50s. That's really fascinating. I didn't know all that. Wow.
But India does India have the queen on their money?
I don't know if they do.
What side do they drive on?
Hey, I'm going to tell you the only money I want where I have royalty on it is Prince Akeem. Give me his money. From coming to America.
I was talking to a coworker about this because it's hard to keep all the royal people like straight, like who they are, because they're all like they only have like 5 names that they pick from, right? And they're all obviously like these Anglo names, because that's literally right what that is. And I was like, seriously, like William has to have the next kid and name him like Akeem or something just completely
awesome.
Right? Like Prince Akeem, and then eventually that kid becomes like Duke Akeem because he can't be the king, right? Because he's not the first. But one of the British royals needs to just go completely like they can have my middle name. We could call them Ryukichi Windsor or whatever it is. Like maybe like they could use my last name, like Tajiri, my family last Tajiri Windsor. Just go out there.
Just go for it. Just really lean hard.
Is around right.
You are correct, Darren.
That sounds like a Carter's Barbecue's planning to expand. Which, by the way, shout out Darren Carter. So I think I talked about this like way back, but Darren, wanted to buy a trailer to expand the barbecue business, right? And did it wasn't a crowd funding thing, it was a crowd investing thing, which all you crowdfunders do crowd investing. If I can make $10 off it, if you succeed, that's great. That's more interesting for me than maybe getting a tote bag, right? Which is basic. And we don't even know if you're going to, whatever. So I invested in Carter's because it's a product that I love and believe in. It's my kids, their favorite barbecue sauce. They make a good rub. Mm-hmm. So I had a chance to invest in Carter's. Well, they did so well that then they're paying off the loan early because they got better financing. They got they proved themselves. They proved their model. Other people got interested and they got better financing than what they had through the crowd investment. So they're going to pay that off early, which means I don't make as much money because it's over less time. But you know what? I'm still happy because Darren's doing good, man. I am so happy to see that. So Darren could get a realm for real.
Yeah. Barbecue.
Look at that. Doug, do you have a realm?
Yeah, my realm is for now beer. What a great segue. I'm great at them. So I'm going to go for my second beer here. That first one was delicious, but I'm going to go a different direction with this. My brother-in-law gave me this one. It is a orange creamsicle cream ale from K2 Brewing out of upstate New York.
Oh, Lord. That is a Doug beer.
Yes, it is. we don't have Zach here to fucking give me shit for it. So
no, where's Zach at? Is he?
Yeah. So this one's 7.5. So I've been really liking cream ales of late. So just weird that I've been finding them because
it's weird that you've been finding them. Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
But it's not really like orange cream, like the ice cream orange cream flavor, right?
We're gonna find out.
We're about to find out.
I just mentioned that one, and I could feel it when you said the words.
Yep. There we go with the pretty glass. No orange scent on the nose, which I'm surprised because orange is such a really strong scent and flavor. So. Okay, so cream flavor there because it's cream ale, so it should have that flavor. The orange is pretty muted, which I'm surprised is kind of really light. But this would be very good on a hot day like Lauren. This would be very good when you're in your middle of your heat wave, and Roberto too, because you were in the middle of that shit too.
Oh my gosh!
So this would be very good in a very hot day. So I'm glad you guys are hopefully out of that shit. So cheers.
That sounds great, though. I was like,
Doug.
with it being cream ale, though, like maybe it's good that it wasn't so hard citrus because, like, creamsicle, not like orange juice.
No,
That could go a couple of ways.
yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah. So it was definitely interesting, and I only had a handful of those. My both my brothers-in-laws are friends with the guy who's at the brewer there, but it's in Rochester, which is like 3 hours away from me, so it's not like I get a lot of it. And they haven't distributed much in my area, which hopefully they do. They've been at GABF, Greg, a couple of times. So
Yeah. I need to come up with a beer snob transition, Doug. We're going to work on that because I got a beer snob opinion right now.
I'll have it. Let's hear it.
Here's my beer snob opinion. Cream ales are one of the worst styles ever. They suck. Just saying. So, in order for you to make them better, you got to like do like an orange creamsicle or some shit like that to even make them even. I wouldn't say passable, but come on, who drinks a Jenny cream ale and likes it?
That's the problem. Is you're thinking cream ale and you're thinking Jenny cream ale, which fucking sucks.
Listen,
That sucks.
but right. But that's the solution because that beer is pretty much to style, Doug. It's how it's supposed to be. It's a shitty style, Doug. It's fine. Doug, you can come to the conclusion that it's a shitty style and be a beer snob like me. That was my beer snob take of the week.
That's gonna be the sound bite. It'll just be like a button that you push.
Right.
It should be that sometimes it's good, sometimes it's shit clip that I sent you that I wish you would play during the show.
Yes, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's shit. I keep forgetting that. Damn.
Yeah, that was a great thing.
What's not shit is this though. We're at the end of the summer again, Berto, and I'm trying to have a theme for this. So it's the dead summer. Your mom comes home to the store with these. What do you call these? And what's the best color, Lauren? What did you call them?
I mean, whether they were or they weren't, they are Otter Pops.
So you just called them. You said, "Can I have an Otter Pop?" When you asked your mother for them.
Yeah, I mean, because it was a brand, but even if it wasn't the brand, it was like Kleenex and Band-Aids.
Right.
Otter Pops. They're Otter Pops.
Right. So it's like when you say, I'm going to Google something. You may not do it at Google. You may do it at Yahoo. But you're searching. So, like, the brand takes over.
I would like to use Bing.com.
No, I used to actually cut myself and ask my mom for an adhesive bandage because I didn't know what kind we had. I was like, I believe that I need an adhesive bandage.
So it wasn't
preferably flesh colored because we all look like that.
Mm-hmm.
Freeze Pops. What's your favorite color, Lauren?
I think I lean towards blue because it changed your mouth colors.
There's two blues, though.
Berto?
Okay, so those are ices.
Ices.
Yes. Those are ices. And you got them for like between 5 and 10 cents at the corner store.
Yep.
They didn't have them at a regular grocery store. They do. We get Otter Pops now in like a big box. I don't know, from Costco or something. But those were ices that you got at the corner store for like a dime, which was great because on my allowance in the 80s, I could get a bunch of them. And the light blue, it's the light blue one that is the jam. It's like supposed to be like, I don't know, like weird jazzy blueberry or something, but those are the good ones.
I don't know if I had the two blue colors, by the way. So, like, again, my experience with other things was I blue, and also I agree with Irina. Pink. I forgot about pink. That one was good too.
All right. So ices, I'm with Roberto on that, but again, that was I think an 80s terminology. So I'm old, but anyhow, I was one of the only people that liked the green, the lime. That was like my thing because nobody else would have them, and I could just hoard them because I liked them.
Was that why you liked them, or did you?
No, I like the flavor of them, but it was like everybody be like you, and I'd be like, fucking send those things over here, baby. I'll go throw them in my freezer.
The green was the worst. You're right.
Hey, I am famous for my shitty takes, and that's apparently a shitty take.
There we go. Right. Purple. Whoever said purple wins. Yes.
Okay, so that's great. Greg, what did you call them, or what do you do, or
Per-
did you call them?
I like how that we're discussing flavors. What's your favorite flavor? And it's a color.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
That's the
Right.
Homer Simpson thing. This one has
Oh.
purple stuff in it. Purple is a fruit, right?
I do like green starburst.
All right. You
I'm
guys,
a big fan, I'm a big fan of anything light flavored. So.
Wait, I do want to know, Greg, what did you call these? Because like I also I'm wondering a thing about the ices thing now.
Also, Greg didn't answer his.
He said he agreed with purple.
I said purple, and y'all two up on me. I can't slip now. Ices.
Is that what you called them too?
Popsicles, ices, freezies. There was a couple names. There was a bunch of different. Those were the best though. And I tell my kids now this, and they just roll their eyes at me.
we have Honor Pops in the freezer right now.
Now,
I would like one.
I'm going to leave y'all and come back because I'm going to go and get one of those Costco ones that have vodka.
Oh,
Bam!
Like a grown-up.
What?
Yes, I'm gonna go get it right now. Y'all gonna talk about something, and I gotta leave.
I got too many kids for that.
I will also danger.
I cannot have those in my freezer. Oh my
Mistakes.
god!
You'd have a bunch of drunk kids running around. That would be
I
kind of
know.
funny. That'd be funny for about 5 minutes.
So wait a second. Have I told you guys about the cookies with my little brother?
No.
Is this gonna be a weed story? Because I want to hear it.
100%. Yeah. So, my parents were both freelancers, right? My stepdad managed his dad's band, so he traveled a lot, and my mom was a journalist, so she traveled quite a bit as well. And it was the first week of school, my sophomore year of high school. They were both gone. They were both out. And that week, was it that week? Anyway, I have two first week of school stories. I forget which years they were. They were both high school. It doesn't matter. Point is, that week I had a terrible skateboarding accident and I basically broke my ankle. I was on crutches. But I had to take care of my little brother, who at the time was maybe 3 years old.
Ooh.
3-4 years old, right in that space. My parents were gone for 2 weeks. So,
hey, kid, take care of your younger brother who's a toddler. Awesome.
yeah, my
The 80s
grandmother
are the
would
best.
come and
The
take him to
80s are the
daycare and
The
then
80s
bring
are
him
the
back. Yeah. So, but understand, I'm 13 years older than my brother. So I was like 16, right? Or 17. My brother was 3 or 4.
Yeah, but imagine that story happening now. Those parents would be freaking arrested. So, yes. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry about that.
So it's like the 4th or 5th day, and my folks call me, and they're like, "Hey, we just want to check in. How's it going?" I said, "Everything's fine. I broke my ankle. Grandma came help me out. I'm on crutches, but I'm okay. I got it." We're chatting. I was like, "You guys didn't leave us any dessert, but it's okay because I found some cookies." And so what had been happening is for like 5 days, I had been taking these cookies out of the back of the freezer, microwaving them for 15 seconds, and gave one to my brother, and I would eat one. And the whole time they're like, "Hey, how's Iggy doing?" I'm like, "He's great. Just no problem. We watch a movie after dinner. He goes right to bed."
Yeah, of course he does.
Yeah, no shit. So I'm like, "I found the cookies, so we're okay." And they're like, "What cookies?" Like, "The cookies in the freezer." And there's just like silence on the other end of the line. Like, "You're not giving those cookies to your brother though, right?" "Of course I am. He's the one who wants to, I'm not that into dessert, but he wants dessert after dinner." Oh my God. Yeah. They were like, "Don't give him any more of those cookies."
Did they tell you why? Did they tell you why?
Like,
no, well, they were like, those are not cookies for kids. And like, I don't know if they thought the phone was tapped or what, but they would not say it. But I knew what it meant because I'm from Berkeley. Like, this was not hidden from me growing up, right? Like, this was not like a taboo thing. It wasn't a secret. It was just like, it was like having a beer, right? It's like our guy from Canada, who was like showing us the jar and all that's like, because it's just that's fine there.
Yeah, Nick North. So yeah.
Nick, yeah. So like growing up in Berkeley, like it wasn't like a secret hidden taboo, but it also wasn't for kids. It was like alcohol, right? And so like I wouldn't be giving my little brother like rum balls from Christmas or whatever, right? Like same thing, but it was just I didn't know. They didn't taste any different. They didn't smell different. Like
Doug,
that was it. I was just dosing my brother and sending him to bed.
That's what Greg is about to do.
Yeah, 8% alcohol.
Really
Holy shit!
Those really are from Costco.
Huh, like legit.
No, lime flavored. You're going the right way there, my friend. Good job.
There's 3 flavors: watermelon, strawberry, and lime. I haven't had the lime yet. Since you're such a lime person, Doug, there you go. So yes, it was for you, Doug.
Best though is it of the watermelon, strawberry, lime, which is the best?
It's the worst one.
That actually sounds like a flavor: watermelon, strawberry, lime. Like that could be.
That sounds like a LaCroix.
Do you think you could take 3 at once? Greg, do you think you'd take 3 at once and see how the flavors all intermingle?
Hey, we're not having. Hey, we are not having a porn show on this, so let's not do.
I'm talking about freeze alcoholic freezies, Doug. You're mine. That was you. That wasn't me.
Yeah, you put it in my brain, so that's your fault.
Doug, weren't you trying to have a porn star on the stream one time?
Yeah, I've been waiting on a reply. That has not gone well. No, but it's somebody I'm actually friends with on Twitter, and I've had conversations with. I just haven't had a chance to get her on the show because I think that would be fascinating.
I think it would. I would watch that on the internet. That would be.
Y'all raising some eyebrows here, but no, this comes off more like a margarita, Doug, than anything.
Oh, okay. But that might be really good.
Even with the vodka, yeah, it's decent for. It's good for what it does. I'm sure Lauren would love it now. I wish I could zap her one.
Wow, you're saying it's like a girl thing.
Well, I'm saying it's a hot.
Are you saying it's a girl thing?
Oh. First it's all about head, now it's 3 ways.
Lauren, I don't see gender.
Oh God.
That's better. It's definitely better.
But what you do see though, Berto, and I don't think you ever answered my question, is the origin of this craziness.
The origin. I didn't realize that was a question. I must have missed that. Okay, so
I thought I asked it.
So the origin of this question, the origin of the question. This I only had like half of this already. I can't speak already.
This is not going.
It's
well.
hot.
Do you need a food foundation?
Probably. I went out with some coworkers because we started a work fantasy football league last night, and we went. The little pub at school finally reopened after 2.5 years, and we just watched football and ate some like jalapeno poppers, and then I realized I didn't eat dinner. It was interesting. Anyway, what's the origin of this? So, wow, I always tell too long of a story, but it starts. Because I was actually talking
Once
about
upon a time
today at work. No, but it starts with the fact that like I've always been like a smaller, frailer, less athletic person than like many of my peers. Okay. But I've always been fascinated in trying to see like what could I actually do? Like what could I actually do? And I really love then I grew up, I started reading George Plimpton, right? Like he's the experiential journalist, right? He's going out, he's like fighting Muhammad Ali and trying to like play for the Detroit Tigers and doing all, this crazy stuff. And he's just a normal guy. He's probably even less than a normal guy, right?
Yeah, he's not exactly the most athletic person I've ever seen, but yes. And so he would do those things, but yeah, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I think he pitched to Willie Mays or something. Like he did all this stuff. He's a really fascinating writer. But like I've always been curious about like where do normal people stack up, or what am I even able to do with my little skinny body, right? And so I've always like tried to do things that were just interesting and fun for me. Like one of my favorite TV shows back in the day, they're talking about 2005, 6, 7, was Pros versus Joes. You guys ever
Yep.
see that?
Oh my
Yes.
god, I forgot.
Yeah.
I love that show. Like, it was like, can you just put on some pads and tackle, unfortunately, Herschel
Chris-
Walker,
or
who I would
Christian-
love to try to take out right now. Like, that guy's killing me. But or like, can you like shoot free throws better than Muggsy Bogues? Or like, it was just weird stuff, right? So I love that stuff. So like, weird athletic things have kind of been my thing. And during the early part of COVID, I was laid off and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do in my life. I thought I'm going to run a marathon, but I don't want to. I have a bad knee that always went out on me at 13 miles. So I was like, well, if I run it around my block, I'll always be close to home. And the kids can come put me in the red radio flyer and take me home. Right. And then I thought, well, I'll do it for charity because, you know, people were hungry, people were out of work. And I was like, I'm going to raise money for the food bank. So I did this, and then it kind of became a family thing, and the kids chose charities, and Tanisa chose a charity, and we all ran laps and got sponsored like an a-thon. It was like the Birdathon. It was actually called the Birdo 77 at home marathon because I was doing it at home, and it was 77 times around the block. So after that, I didn't exercise for like a year and a half because I was like, I did all the exercise.
Recuperate.
The world started opening up. I was refereeing again, and I decided, okay, like I want to do something else. And then John Finkel, who's a writer, who many of us know through that sort of writing community, put up a tweet, and he was like, it was basically like a TV show where dads race each other in a 40-yard dash to find out like who's actually the world's greatest dad. And I was like, we should actually do that. Like, that's hilarious. Right. And so I was like, it was like months later, I'm like, okay, let's actually do it. And he said, I'm not an organizer, but I'll do it. Like, if you set it up, I'll do it. I'm like, okay. So I was like, I'm gonna set it up. And so this was a few months ago. I was trying to pick like a plausible date to actually like get it going and get it ready. And so I chose tomorrow, which is September 10th, which is was a Saturday. It was a couple months out, which was good. But it's also my mom's birthday. And my mom died in 2007 from kidney cancer. And it really like changed the lives and the trajectory of like our whole family. My brother was still in high school. I was living in DC. We ended up moving back here. And then we ended up moving back to DC, and my brother stayed here and went to SF State, where I now work. But it really like, it was a big deal. She was 54. It was not her time for us. So I thought, you know what, that's going to be a good day. I'm going to pick September 10th, and we're going to try to do something good for as many people as we can, you know, on my mom's birthday. And, so I started talking to people about it. I put it up on Twitter. I started getting things. And then, you know, I roped in you guys because I thought, okay, let's try doing a live stream. I know these guys who are very entertaining. And then Lauren got in. And honestly, the three of you, and especially, you know, Greg and Lauren, you guys did so much to push this, creating the graphics, getting all the links together, getting like the forms done. Like, you guys did so much that like I did not have like the bandwidth or even maybe the technical ability to do. Like, this is so much, like, we got to our goal. Like, that is as much about you guys as it is about me and anything I did, you know. And then it got out in the community, and people started to retweet and started to sign up. And so we have, like, depending on what tragedies have befallen people, like today, when I say today's been a lot, like, we have people who all of a sudden have like horrible plumbing issues that they have to deal with in the morning, that that's not a euphemism. It's actually pipes in the house, but that they have to deal with. So they were going to run live, and now they might have to record if they can get to it. We have people who are getting injured. We have people whose children are getting injured. We have people whose children are falling ill. We have like, there's things like,
hold on. We got people that didn't talk to their wives.
We got people who didn't talk to their wives. We have people who talk to their wives too much.
All kinds of problems.
That's the thing is I usually talk to my wife plenty. It's just with this one thing, and I was like, oh shit, yeah.
So like it's interesting. And then we had like some late entries. So like John Finkel, this was like his idea, but you know, he's a dad, he's a writer, he's a freelancer. He works out like 7 hours a day.
He's
Like,
crazy.
you know, like he's very busy. Is it cursed? Gil, I don't know, but Gil, are you going to go help Victor get through this and just make sure that he's, you know, are you going to film him or time him?
Or protect him somehow?
Yeah, or bubble wrap him.
Well, right, he does live in Chicago, and you know Chicago.
Bro, I know. Chicago, and they're busing migrants up there. Like it's
Chicago. It's like
it's my kind of town. I have to say, actually.
God damn it, you beat me to that.
The Republicans make Chicago like Mad Max or some shit.
I know.
It
seems like it's Thunder Road. You're gonna grow up and it's just some dude on the front of a truck spewing fire with a guitar like that.
Right.
That's because Republicans confuse Chicago with Detroit. That's where you have the guy on the guitar. That's Rock City. That's like Detroit. Like I'll tell you guys, I do still daydream every once in a while, and it's a silly daydream. But I'm like, if I sold my house in California, I could get like a whole block of Detroit and live like Nino Brown, like just have like that whole
Jack City style.
Like that whole block could just be mine for like the same price. Like,
I need to see that movie now that y'all brought it up again.
I haven't seen that probably.
That's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Right.
It's fantastic.
Right. All right, so then
there's a great rugby song about Chicago. Anyway, so
yeah, and this all happens tomorrow morning when y'all wake up after staying up with us. We will be up early. We will have the stream going for a bunch of hours. Doug will join us when he can.
Time?
I think
9 p.m.
9 p.m. bro.
8:30 p.m.
Maybe in the morning though.
8:30, 8:45.
It depends on Doug. So if Doug, it depends on Doug.
8:45.
I said 8:45. I said because our first.
I'm sorry.
9:45. Yes.
45.
Our first runner is Victor.
Yes.
We'll
have a little pregame.
Eastern. We'll do a little pregame. Maybe we'll watch Doug's video. But it'll be fun. So we'll have some live runners.
PM, yes.
We'll have some recorded runners. We might have some surprise guest appearances.
Yes.
Coolio. Oh no, sorry.
I was talking about John. So John actually never signed up, never registered, never fully confirmed, but this morning sent a video. He sent a video this morning. So he's in. So we got John. And then our friend Art Eddie, also, who never fully confirmed, went ahead and he posted on Twitter with a little clip, little still from a video that he
little
did.
Tease.
So we're waiting to actually get the video.
Yes.
We're waiting for some other folks to send their videos to us, and hopefully either those will come tonight in the morning throughout the day. I was hoping like yesterday, but whatever. This is live TV. This is what happens. Yeah. And then as we get towards the end, the last one will be us here in the Bay Area live. It'll be myself. It'll be Sean Cochran, aka @CoachSean on Twitter. It'll be Tanisa if she's feeling not injured. It'll be Lauren as our host, our intrepid sideline reporter. And my kids are going to come and help do some filming. So if the cameras shake at some timing, we'll see how that goes. I got to say, like looking at some of the videos that have come in and some of the times, I might not want a kid timing me because I feel like maybe my time was influenced a little bit by because like
quality
Yeah, like
happening.
yeah, we have to see.
Experience time.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have to see, and maybe run a couple through, make sure that we're okay here. But core run spondent, that's
Man, we are punny tonight. What the
that's
fuck?
as good
Daniel
as
noted.
colonization.
I mean, I don't want to. That was great, Daniel, but Roberto, that was really top tier.
That was top tier.
I've been a dad for 13 years.
I've
been a dad. I've been a dad longer than that. When you made that joke, that made me proud of you as a dad.
So yeah, so that that was the genesis of all this, and it's fun, especially now, to try to do something for charity. And again, like, sort of bringing back all God, I haven't had one beer. I already can't talk.
Food Foundation.
You've had a long day, man.
It has been. But then again, just working with some charitable endeavors over the last few years, like learning more about how to do this stuff and make it more inclusive. And so like originally it was from this idea that John Finkel had of dads, and so then I quickly realized, like, that's not inclusive, so we'll do everyone. And then I realized that even running wasn't inclusive, so we wanted to encourage people who didn't want to run to do some other way of propelling themselves forward 40 yards. And so just trying to, like, as it built and grew, and I sort of saw more people and interacted with more people, it changed over time, right? It's still the 40-year-old thing. That's still the crux of it, right?
Or 50-year-old.
Over 40, right? Because young people are young, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm not the oldest participant. I'm not the oldest participant in this either.
No, you're not. No.
I think it's JHG, unless other people that are in it, but he's older than me by a couple of years, I believe. So grab some jalapeno poppers, Berto. It'll all be fine.
I'm telling you, everyone who's going to watch the stream tomorrow, make yourself some early morning jalapeno poppers, and just
have some beer with it. It's morning.
Have a beer I mean, especially if you're watching this here, have a beer at 6:45 in the morning or whatever.
Just imagine like you're tailgating at a college football game.
Oh my God!
Those people,
like everyone else is doing a dash, so you're gonna do a drinking marathon.
Oh wait! I am older than JHG. He just because I was born in 1971. He was born in 1972. I thought he was a couple years older than me. He was very offended. Now, to be fair, JHG looks like he's fucking 35.
Yeah, I know. It actually is a little unfair.
It's a little unfair because he looks great and I look like this. So
well, but you're looking good these days, Doug. Come on. I mean, that shirt really, I think, complements your whole.
It really does.
Whole thing.
Also, my wife made a comment of the 40 for 40 race for the, and I was like, yeah, that's because it's open-ended.
It's open-ended. It's open-ended. We don't know where the money's going to go.
It's up to the participants.
It's up to the people. The people will decide with their legs.
Power to the people. Money goes. That's power to the people. That's a Berkeley thing, right? Power to the people.
Yeah. Yeah. Originally it was power to the up with people, but that was too long.
That sounds like a bad slogan. Whoa, hey!
Rough. Oh, it's Lightbox.
And by the way, that is a beer I gave him, and that beer is fucking awesome. So I'm going to be curious to see what he thinks of it, because to me, I love that beer.
There's the hand.
I like it, like Godzilla style. Like,
Tanisha's wondering what I mean by her being my light box. So now I have to explain that it's that the hand comes in to the frame and takes the beer.
That is exactly what I thought when I saw a hand grab a beer earlier. I was like, Greg, how is it?
Yeah.
It tastes like a key lime pie, doesn't it? You got the graham.
Oh, yeah. This is the key lime pie.
Yeah. Nice tardiness too, Doug. And it's perfect right after that pop that I had, that Lime pop.
Oh,
Is it
It
yeah.
went
enhancing the lime?
like, yeah.
Smoothing out the vodka.
But I'm going to be drinking in 12 hours here. So
Yeah.
this is my last one. And this is our last segment. Bye.
Wow.
Yay!
Fine.
Wow.
Y'all get me up too early, damn it. Nah.
I mean, you know, you didn't want to go late, I think, and I think you know what it is that's the other thing. So I always like plan these things for the wrong time because I think I did my marathon thing also in September. So I was like, it'll be fall. No, it's still like super crazy hot. And so like this one I had a specific date in mind, but like I didn't know we were gonna be heat wave. I didn't know like so everyone is like, I want to run at 9 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is. Coach Sean was like, I have to run and I have to do an 8 mile run that day. So let's try to meet early so I can be done before it gets hot. So Sean is gonna come and meet up with us at the field and run his 40, and then he's just gonna like run off.
Like just keep going.
Like
I mean,
is he gonna
and-
run through the tunnel like
Like
Bo
a
Jackson?
like a run forest run situation.
But he's like, we can meet in Piedmont, and then I could just go run down and run around Lake Merritt. I'm like, yeah, that's great. So coach is gonna do this 40 with us, and then he's gonna go run 8 miles. Which bless you, that's great.
Good for the runners.
It's the reverse. I had a rugby teammate who was just ridiculously fit, and he actually ran a marathon and then ran to the game and then played in the game. And while we were warming up, because our warm-ups involved some like standing around, he was just in the foil blanket doing laps around the field so that he wouldn't cool off.
Those kind of people are like the kind of people I go, listen, I get it, but what the fuck is wrong with you?
So Berto, you're a storyteller.
Sometimes.
Before we get up out of here, because we're going to get out of here a little early, because we're going to see y'all all morning tomorrow. Berto, we don't have time. We don't have time tomorrow to talk about it. But I know you want to say some things about your trip to Canada. I know you do.
You're right. I do, man. The trip to Canada was really something. So, I started playing rugby in high school, and it was a really great thing for me. Again, talking about like I wanted to be athletic, but like I was never going to make the football team or anything like that. And rugby was a bunch of misfits, and they needed people, so they were happy to have me. So I started playing rugby when I was 14. I was the same height I am now. I was 5'11", but I only weighed like 120 pounds. So like when like we didn't have resources at our school, so sometimes I had to go be the skeleton in the biology room, that sort of hung from the little thing. That was me. That was my after school job. But yeah, no, I was very small. And so I started playing rugby, and it was a great experience for me, and I met a lot of great people. And then I'd stopped playing for a little while because I didn't have it in my area. I was busy. And then I started playing again. And when I started playing again, it's because I met a guy at a Kinko's who was making recruitment flyers for his rugby team. We started talking, found out we're both from Berkeley. He went to St. Mary's High School. He was like, hey, come to the rugby thing. And I was like, I couldn't go to that thing, but I found out that was back when you called a hotline, which was just somebody's answering machine. It was like, you've reached the Washington Renegades. Our practices are, whatever. So I show up at the practice. I practiced, and it was interesting because so the first night I was there at practice, there was a guy, and he had a tattoo on his calf of like the two interlocking male symbols, the little circle and the boop, but they were I was like, oh, they have like an out gay guy on this rugby team. Like these guys must be pretty cool because he's clearly like he's not, he's out, right? So I was like, this must be a pretty cool team, And then like the next week, I saw like 2 guys holding hands after practice. I was like, oh, there's like a couple of gay guys on this team. That this must be a really inclusive group. Like this is great. I love being here. And then like the next week, we went out to a gay bar, and I was like, oh, I joined a gay rugby team, and they're okay with that. Like they're okay with me being here. Like these guys are really cool and inclusive, right? Like, and so that's sort of how I got involved with gay rugby. And I was going through a really tough time at that point. I was going through a divorce. It was my last year of graduate school. I was like really sad and depressed, and that's part of why I started playing rugby again, to give myself something to do. And I got picked to join the team to go to London to play in the Mark Bingham Cup. And Mark Bingham went to Cal. He's a rugby player, national champion, also gay. And he helped found the San Francisco Fog, which is our local inclusive
What a
gay
team name.
rugby team. There you go. We could use some Fog right now, I'll tell you. And he was also on the United flight that ended up crashing in Pennsylvania on 9/11. And Mark is sort of credited with being one of the guys who helped take that down instead of having it crash into wherever they were trying to crash it. And so the year before that, a bunch of I think it was 4 or 5 of the gay rugby teams, inclusive rugby teams in North America, got together for a little mini tournament. And then they did it again, and that became what's now called the Bingham Cup, which is essentially the Gay Rugby World Cup. And I'll probably get the numbers a little bit wrong, but it's grown and it's grown and it's grown. So we went to London. It was fantastic. I was really honored to be chosen to represent the team. I was there, and all of a sudden I hear this voice go like, "Roberto, what are you doing here?" And it was my high school rugby coach was playing for the Fog. I was playing for Washington Renegades. We ended up playing each other in the quarterfinals. They beat us, but I got to tackle my coach, and he was a very large man, and I was very proud because I was out on the wing, and he ended up getting the ball and just gets ahead of steam, and I tackled him just like he taught me to, which was fantastic. And so that's how I got involved with gay rugby, with what's now called IGR, International Gay Rugby. And I played again in 2006 in New York and had a great time. And then Tanisa and I had our honeymoon in Ireland at the Bingham Cup in 2008, which was a wonderful experience. And Tanisa was like she kind of built our honeymoon around that. Like, this is where we're going to go because this is awesome. Tanisa built our entire engagement and wedding around this rugby tournament.
Reverse engineered our whole marriage for Bingham.
There you go. And then in 2010, I went not as a player, but as a referee to Minnesota. And we brought our infant child, our little baby, got to come out there. And it was like over Father's Day weekend or something. Or anyway, it was cool. Anyway. And so that was really cool. And then it was international for a while. And I was in school and we were having more kids and we couldn't go to a couple of them. And then in 2016, we won again. It was in Nashville. I won again as a referee. And we went this time with 3 kids. Ryu, who was like 8, 9, 7. I'm bad at math. Thank you. 7. And Eloise 2 years younger. And then Yoshiko was a baby. And Ryu got to be the ball kid for the championship, right? Like, go chase the ball after it gets kicked through the post and then bring the new ball out to the center, right? To make sure the game keeps going. And that was really fun experience. And it was really like a huge tumultuous time for our family. My father-in-law had just died. We were moving from DC to California. So we were like flying, my wife and I, separately back and forth across the country because her father had lived in Arizona. And then like, it was wild. There was one point where the kids were just like basically with our neighbor for 24 hours because neither of us were in the state. so all of this sort of happened, and it was a big deal. And then time passes, COVID, this, that. Ryu starts refereeing. I'm continuing to referee, and the Bingham Cup comes up again this year in Ottawa, and I brought Ryu as a referee to this tournament that has been really meaningful for me and really a part of their life that they don't really necessarily remember as much. But I didn't know when in 2004 when I started this that I would end up having transgender kids. I didn't know, how my kids would identify or who they would be attracted to or any of that. And it just so happens that I have, a couple of little queer kids. And so bringing Ryu to this environment, because Ryu plays rugby, and has for several years and has been refereeing for a couple of years. But the environment here, especially in youth rugby, you got a bunch of dumbass 12-year-olds who still use gay to mean bad, right? It's not inclusive. And the team that we're affiliated with, the adults try their best, but they also aren't necessarily like creating a culture among the kids, right? They're not taking that extra step to be proactive and to listen to those side conversations and to interject themselves in those side conversations. And so it still is like kind of a hostile environment, and it's put the kids off of playing rugby a little bit, which is disappointing for me, but I understand it, right? And it's supposed to be fun. And if they're not having fun, they shouldn't do it. And if the environment's not good, they shouldn't have to put themselves in that environment. So the opportunity to bring Ryu to a place, that is very gay and very athletic and very positive, it was a no-brainer. And then bringing them as a referee and being in a referee room that was also international. There were referees there from New Zealand, from Australia, from obviously Canada, the US, from England, different parts of the world. And so, and they're all specifically part of a group called ICER, I'm going to get the acronym wrong, International Society for Inclusive Rugby Referees. So it's referees who are LGBTQ positive or who are gay or who are transgender, and so I knew that Ryu being in that environment would be a great thing. And it was. And Ryu refereed adults for the first time. They've been refereeing high school and below, and they refereed like grown ass men. And at one point, like, it was amazing. I was so proud of them. They were the assistant ref, which is on the sideline with the flag, and they got a call wrong. But at the moment, you're not supposed to yell at the referee. It's not American football. You don't yell. You don't abuse the ref. They did get a call wrong, but you just move on. And that team did end up losing, but they ended up losing because they missed like 6 field goals, basically, and they lost by 2 points. So if their kicker had been accurate on any one of those, they would have won. But at the end of the game, I'm walking over because I had to defend Ryu a little bit from the sidelines, like getting on them. I'm walking over and I don't hear what the opposing coach says, and I don't hear the beginning of Ryu's comment, but I get just close enough at the right time to hear Ryu say, "So shut the fuck up." I'm like, well, obviously this kid doesn't need me to defend them. They just told like a 40-year-old man to STFU and walked away. So from kind of that, I'm going to hold my own in this environment standpoint, I was very proud.
I think they're good to go.
Yeah. But the side of it that I didn't expect was what Ryu's presence would mean to other people. And for some of the referees and for some of the players and supporters to go and see Ryu there at 13 being involved, right? And being themselves and being out and open and just completely at ease in that environment. Like, people were coming to me and saying that Ryu really
that Ryu's presence had meant a lot to them. That, you know, I think that there's a lot of people, LGBTQ people, who weren't brought to that kind of place as a child. And I think that people saw that as like, okay, like maybe the next generation is going to be okay. Right. Even though there are a lot of things happening in this country that are very depressing. But I didn't know what Ryu being there would mean for other people. And that was sort of the takeaway for me, was like, okay, this is something I was trying to do for my kid. And then my kid ended up, by their presence and their energy, sort of helping other people appreciate that experience also, you know, which that I didn't expect. And like the closing ceremony was like a big sort of part of this, where, you know, Ryu made best friends with this other referee who's from New Zealand, and they were just thick as thieves. And that ref won a brand new award, ref of the tournament. And so we're at the closing ceremony, and the guy is up on stage and gets his award, and Ryu just looks at me and goes, "I have to go hug my friend," and just takes off through the crowd and runs to the stage. And when Remy came down from the stairs, I have a great picture of them just in this great hug. It was amazing. And then the other part of that was, after the award ceremony, it just turns into a dance party. And Ryu started out kind of like doing like the teenager thing, like I kind of want to move, but I don't, you know, being very shy about it. And by the end was like sprint dancing from one end of the arena to the other, just drenched in sweat, having a great time. It was this amazing, like, just bloom, like in over 2 hours, right? It was amazing. It was so cool. Plus, you know, for all the dads and folks and parents, like having that 5 days, just me and Ryu traveling together and staying in a dorm room together, and like, you know, having a little bit of that, like, hey, here's what college is going to be like a little bit, right? Except you probably won't be on a dorm floor with 30 gay guys unless you are. Who knows? But this is a little bit what college is going to be like, you know? And it was really a great experience. And I encourage everyone, if there's a Bingham Cup that comes anywhere near you, go check it out. Go watch some games, because the level of rugby is actually fairly high. And these guys are there. They're serious. They're there to compete. Like, I don't know what maybe some people might think gay rugby means, but it's pretty hardcore. Not in a rugby sense, Doug. Jesus.
I didn't say shit.
Yeah, I saw your face, and I know your thoughts.
It was me.
Yeah. Plus, I will say, just on a personal level, like somehow I had like the best 5 days of reffing I've probably ever had, and I ended up getting a first division quarterfinal and semifinal, and then AR1 for the final, which I haven't probably gotten close to doing a championship game in any rugby tournament since 2016. So this was it was a good tournament for me too. It was a really fun, positive thing for me, and yeah, it's really good. I'm really excited about Ryu continuing to ref, and especially continuing to ref in inclusive environments, which we do have here.
Yep. Okay. So, one, I appreciate that, because I have several LGBTQ kids, and seeing them being able to be themselves really is fucking great. And I'm glad that Ryu got to see that in an environment where it's really inclusive. That's really important. And being able to ref like at a level where they're like, you're refing adults, you're not refing your peers, is pretty impressive, honestly. So, yeah.
Also, I'll just chime in and say I love so many things about that whole story, and just the like the super niche tradition legacy things that happen in families is so fascinating. And I like love that you have this super niche, very entangled thing with just like your life and their life, and it's great. Yeah,
I'm also excited that, you know, Ryu is only about 4 years away from being able to play in the Bingham Cup if they want to play. And there were people there who were doing both. They were reffing and playing. There were a couple of people
dang.
who played and ref. And let me tell you, this is why you don't bring your kid to this environment, okay? Because
Were there
several
cookies in
of
the freezer?
no, cookies in the freezer were the least of my worries.
Uh-oh.
Several of my former teammates were there. I've been going to this thing forever. My old team was there. People I've seen at this tournament for years were there. And there's something called old boys rugby, which you play when you're over 35. And the old boys are always short players. Always. So what happens? They start lobbying me to play. I haven't played rugby. I haven't played rugby in a long time. Okay? I'm 45 years old. I've got a bad shoulder. I'm trying to run this race. And who ends up egging me on but Ryu? Because my friend, Michelle, is going, don't you want Ryu to see you play? Wouldn't that be a fun thing to be here and Ryu could see you play?
Not
And
if you get injured.
yeah, exactly, right? I'm not going to be a hero, man. I told him, you got to put me on the right wing because I got a bad right shoulder, and that's where the sideline is, so I don't have to tackle with that shoulder. Put me on the right wing, and if somebody comes at me too fast, they're scoring. But so I get roped into playing, and luckily, it ends up just turning into a touch game because they seriously did not have enough players. And the tournament organizers were like, but you're not registered as a player, so you're not allowed to play tackle. And I was like, it's him. He won't let me. I was going to do it, and I actually was going to do it, but he won't let me. So then we ended up playing touch, and Ryu reffed the touch game. So it was fun. But that kid was ready to let me get hurt.
Of course he was.
And they were going to watch.
For the memories.
And probably laugh.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, so
Have you got a third one?
Yeah, I have this one I've been wanting to share because it's actually a brewery that's near me, and I love this brewery. And they released a 25th anniversary beer, and that's why I wanted to share it because So Omegang 25th anniversary ale. So this is a pure imperial amber ale with orange peel, grains of paradise, and coriander. So I saw this and I was like, I have to get it. One, I'm a big fan of Omegang. Two, I just want to see what the hell they make for a 25th anniversary one. Smells awesome.
Yeah, some barley wine sounding ish. Barley wine looking ish.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost red ale looking at that, but it looks more barley wine in person. So smells very Belgian on the nose. I don't get any of the sense for like orange peel or coriander or the grains of paradise, but so that Greg, you hit it. It is like taste kind of like a Belgian barley wine, like Belgian scent. The notes are like a caramelly barley wine, but it really has a little hoppiness to it. So really good. Cheers, Omegang, in 25 years.
Cheers.
Cheers. Sorry, Doug, I missed that, but we'll get your sip here. I was trying to see what the hell's going on here.
Oh my God.
Icy.
This is like for Berkeley hippies though, because it's organic.
Oh.
Yes.
Juice ice bars.
Okay.
I thought we had Otter Pops, so I was all excited to get like some really hellacious electric blue nonsense. And what I have
Blue
is
flavor sugar.
barely colored organic
It's
orange bar.
a little skin tone.
It's right there. It's right. It's tan Berto. This is I need a Band-Aid in this color. Sorry, adhesive bandage.
Yes.
Yeah. It's good. It's fine. It's doing the trick. It's hot here. It's stuffy. Yes. Like it's Lauren's got a little glow.
Thank you.
Yes, she does.
Thank you for noticing.
Lauren has a beverage too now.
I do.
Yeah, finally. Oh, a titled art.
It is. And also, it's oh gosh. It's an M&A. Because it's hot and I have to get to sleep because early things. And it's chocolate milk things. And and
I'll
it
drink more.
tastes great. I haven't had I personally, as an actual adult, haven't had very many of the non-alcoholics as they've become good now. And this is very solid. I mean, I feel like so many of y'all have had NA, Untitled Arts, and others, and applauded them, and I am as well. It's chocolatey and malty and good.
Y'all drink more Untitled Art than I ever have, Doug.
Which is weird because they're not far from you.
They're right up the street, y'all. Right. Weird, or I don't know. It's one of those things when it's under your nose, it's not really that big of a thing, you know.
Yep. It's like tourist attractions, but not because it's a brewery. It's a different, but like it reminds me of that.
Lauren,
I'll get to it.
when's the last
I'll get
time
to
you
it.
went
I'll never get to it.
Alcatraz? The first and only time I went was like 4 years ago.
Right.
But
right.
I had not. It took me that long to get there. I was like, oh yeah, like I've never.
I'll get to it. Yeah, I'll get to it.
Irina's comment on Berto's icy is the best.
It does have that kind of vibe. Mm-hmm.
It does. Well, and
It
also
does.
like, okay,
Never do an icy.
this, why is it suddenly really, really dark?
What
at the bottom?
happened?
What
All
Is
of
there
is that where?
is there a cherry inside? What?
It's like
What
a.
is-
There was
why
like
is
a.
that?
There was a juice clot
it
in the middle of
bruised?
your juice
Juice
bar.
clot.
Juice clot.
Oh
All
my
right. All right.
I'm sorry.
That's more realization. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's like flavor. It's like red meat. It adds more
Snap
flavor.
into it, damn it.
There'll be more flavor in there. Which have y'all seen those that you could do that with the ice freeze things? Did that make sense outside of my head? Okay, Otter Pop, Freeze Pop, Icy, whatever they're called, juiced frozen bars. There's a thing going around Reels and TikTok and stuff that you can just snap them in half instead of like get scissors and fumble with the thing, and like you can just break it and it works. Apparently, I have not tried this because I don't have any. But
Now I'm gonna
someone please report back. I don't know if it works with the Costco ones or with Welch's Flesh Tone Slim Jims. But
Welch's Buffalo Bill skin skin ices.
Oh God. And on
All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap this one up here pretty soon. What's up, Roberto?
9:45 Eastern in the morning. We're gonna get started. We're gonna have Victor. We're gonna have some videos. We're gonna have
cocktails. I'm gonna have cocktails.
You guys are gonna have cocktail. I'm not. I'm gonna have like some coffee, and then I'm gonna like poop that out, and then I'm gonna be ready to run.
Is that going to be on stream?
No.
Okay.
Not
That's
the
part of the
pooping.
pregame.
Maybe the coffee, but not the pooping.
Okay.
No,
okay.
I'm gonna
I
get up.
know.
I'm gonna get up early. I'm gonna be here with you guys for the very beginning.
I know it's like in like 10 hours.
A
Right.
ranking.
No.
A ranking. Interesting. So let me tell you about a ranking. Okay. Like, are you talking about like the prediction ranking? Because we
No,
can do that.
we're talking beer ranking.
Oh, beer ranking. I thought we were talking about race ranking because I was gonna say Art Eddy put out a thing about it was like the Madden, the
bracket,
Dadding rankings,
Mhm.
right? Like the Madden rankings. And so if I understand this correctly, Art is going to take our times. He's going to adjust them in a Madden ranking style thing. And then we're all going to get a rank, I think, from Art Eddy.
I'm gonna get like a Bubby Brister rating, so I'm not really looking
Yeah.
for it.
So this is one of the other things I hope you
Cordell
guys
Stewart.
I hope you guys I hope you guys got some of the links I sent, because one of the other things that I'd like to do tomorrow in some in-between times is we can look at some of the fastest, slowest, and most egregious 40-yard dashes of all time. There's some rough stuff out there.
Yeah, there's gonna be some rough ones tomorrow. I can speak for myself. I'm pretty sure Doug.
Are you running tomorrow too, Greg?
I'm already my recording is in the inbox for the
So it's
email.
mine.
So, but it's not nice. It's not good.
It's nice.
It's gonna
I'm
be
sure
great.
It's nice.
It's not great.
I'm excited.
I'm not.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Did everything inside your shorts stay inside your shorts?
Yeah, there were no wardrobe malfunctions.
Then you're ahead of at least one person in the world.
Wow.
Are we gonna have to use a blurkle in the video?
Look at that. Look
The
at that
video,
tease,
video
y'all.
already has it, so we're good.
Look at that tease, y'all. Y'all gonna have to show up
Tune
to
in.
see what's up. And to see if I don't finish last. If Doug can beat me out.
Interesting.
We'll see. Doug and I are gonna be one of the sorry, Doug. I don't think you're gonna do much better than me, but I think you're gonna do better than me.
I don't know. Roberto, I think maybe I've seen the video, so he might have known.
I haven't seen the videos. I was in transit.
No one's seen
got
them.
here.
I don't think.
Package.
So, Doug, I haven't even seen my video. I'm so ashamed of it.
You're like, this never happened.
I've seen a couple videos. I gotta say, the ones I've seen, they're good. They're good.
Okay.
I'm very excited.
Mine is very much not. So this will
Finkel
in its
is
own way, Doug. In its own way.
Finkel is my favorite at this point.
I think. I mean, he's in great shape.
He's gotta be a favorite.
He's in great shape.
I'm gonna say that my dark horse is probably Victor.
Victor would be a dark horse.
He's a dark horse candidate.
Yes.
I mean, I get that he's a distance runner, but he runs a lot. So
right.
Great shape.
And he's way more in shape than Doug and I, for sure.
Yeah, that is true.
Right.
But
I mean, he's actually
is apparently
even
skeleton, very aerodynamic.
Even when Doug and I were in our most athletic days, we weren't runners.
Yeah.
So,
well, I no, that's not true. I ran cross country, but I was not a sprinter.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Good job.
So, can I give a tip that I found to everybody who runs live tomorrow?
That's true.
Okay.
A tip for live run.
I have no idea how helpful this is going to be because it seems oddly hard to do. Okay. You're supposed to get your first step. You're supposed to push off with both feet.
So like a gazelle?
Like
you're supposed to spring.
Yeah, you're supposed to like
practice that before you practice that before you commit to it. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm also disappointed because we have one video that was sent to us where the runner says that they fell on their first attempt, but they did not send that to us, which that makes me sad.
Send it to us, and with your consent.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to do that, but like, if you say on your video, like, this is my second one because I fell, like, now I'm sad because,
Look at how far you've come from your first one. We love the before and the after.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think, and it's funny because obviously you don't use blocks on a 40-yard dash, but you do if you watch the NFL guys in the videos. They do start with the hand down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like on the line.
Yeah, like on the line.
Well, alrighty, folks. Let's wrap this up here. So we'll see everybody at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time.
Less than 12 hours from now. Join us again if you miss us. Even if you don't miss us, join us.
This was super good, by the way. Num juice.
Num juice. Yeah,
I was surprised. I was surprised how good it was. I was shocked because usually good names and good packaging means it's not that great of beer.
Yeah,
this one was good.
And it's a hazy too. It's one of them popular styles, Doug.
For the kids.
So, Lauren, how was your NA?
Delicious. It's still happening because it happened late in the game. Water is also great. Don't hydrate, folks.
Does it taste like a beer?
Yeah, actually. I mean, like, I tend to drink a lot of dark beers, and a lot of them are heavier. So not that level, but yes, it's absolutely still like got beer vibes. But it is more chocolatey versus roasty, bitter that sort of feeling with this. I mean, chocolate milk. So, I liked it.
Beautiful, Doug.
Okay. The orange creamsicle cream ale. Okay. Port City Keller beer. Yeah, Port City Keller beer was delicious. This was really great representation. But obviously, this thing is superb. So really different. I don't think I've ever had a beer quite like it. So,
All right, okay.
You guys ever put milk through a carbonating machine?
no.
Do any of you have a carbonating machine?
Yeah, like a soda stream, like you put the
Oh, I
little
don't-
CO2 thing in there. We used to make our own soda water, but then when I was a kid, I liked to put other stuff in there, and
I never thought of that.
And that's why the shit didn't work afterwards. But okay.
pretty much.
Irina asked a really good question.
You wouldn't.
It's a great question. It's a great question, and the answer is because you could.
Because
It's
why not?
it's also why, like, if you also want to ruin things, and you don't know how to make an actual latte because you're a child, you put milk in the coffee maker instead of water. That messes a bunch of stuff up, but it's interesting. It's
All right, Greg. So what about those two for you, Greg?
What doesn't mess a bunch of stuff up is these two. The Smutty Nose Key Lime Pie was superb. It's a really good beer, especially if that's what you're looking for. It pretty much nails it. And the Obscura is a nice darker drinking, meaning heavier mouthfeel, heavier malt than a normal lager. It's nice. It has a little bit more oomph to it, a little bit more presence to it than a normal lager. And if that's your thing, you would have loved it. Of course, Mexican lagers go great with Mexican food. That goes without saying, but that's where we're at. And what else doesn't go without saying is that we're gonna have some fun tomorrow. So, any last things to wrap up before we see y'all guys in less than 12 hours at this point?
Hashtag 40 for 40 race and the GoFundMe. You can find, smash that subscribe button, bro. Like and comment. No, but you can find information. We're going to be posting the links there so that you can find the streams. We're going to be, you can watch this on like multiple places. It'll be on Twitch, right, Greg? It'll be on Facebook. It'll be
YouTube, Twitter,
YouTube,
all the normal places.
Yeah, so we'll have links. Just look for that hashtag or come look for me at Berto in public. Look for me and you can find, stuff. And
IG is the only major one. IG is the only major one it won't be on because StreamYard doesn't work with IG. Let's go IG.
And also, so we're planning to end around 12:30 Eastern. So from about 8:45, 9:45 in the morning Eastern to about 12:30 Eastern.
We've had a few hours.
Going to be on.
And if you miss us, it's going to be on replay in all these places. The 40 for 40 Facebook page too is another one. But you'll be able to find it on all those venues later in the day. So for some reason you missed us, come back. Donate until Roberto tells you can't anymore. Who knows when that's going to be? So if it's tomorrow, you want to jump in, that'd be great. But as y'all can see, we have definitely reached our goal, so that's great. So any more now is really gravy. Yep. And
don't forget to pledge in the comments there, or tell one of us if you for whoever's going to win, so that you can possibly win winner charity money.
Yep.
Do that today, tomorrow morning, early.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
All right. And on that note, Berta wanted to ask what these are called real quick.
Yeah, real quick. What are those?
Little hugs.
But if you didn't have the brand name, what do you call it? Is that just what you called them?
I always called them that.
Interesting.
Chuggers.
Nice.
I don't think I have a word for those.
Lauren,
or dental nightmares.
I feel like those are.
Oh, look at this barrel juice.
I feel like those are an East Coast thing too.
Jugs.
Wow.
Jugs.
Jugs.
Love that.
I heard that.
Right.
Too. Yeah.
Right.
So in the Bronx, we call those quarter drink.
Quarter drink?
Quarter drink because they cost a quarter.
Oh.
Oh. Right. I'm with
And
Lauren.
you had ice
Oh.
these and not like dime frozen sticks. I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. So when I used to go spend my summers in the Bronx, and there's a lot of things about New York that were very new to me, and one of them was when my cousin was like, "Oh yeah, let's go get quarter drink," and I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about," and he's like, "Just get a quarter and come with me." And so we would go, and we would like play all day. You know, it's hot, it's muggy, it's summer in the Bronx, and we would go and then we would spend a quarter. We get these little drinks and they're so sweet that you're like, why did I drink? I'm more thirsty than I was. Like this did nothing. It cooled me off a little bit, but it otherwise did nothing for me.
Then you drink another one because they're only a quarter.
Exactly. And then you have $1. You have two, and then you go play
Right.
more, and then you have two more.
Right. Then you try to go home and get enough money for a lemon pie. That's what I would do. But anyway, I love those tasty cakes, lemon pies, man. I'm sorry. It's just a fetish. Anyway, not a fetish. But...
I'm not mad at you.
It's the headspace everyone's in, apparently. So,
all right.
I actually always dreamt of being one of the villains in the fruit pie insert in the comic book. You remember you read comic books? They used to have ads in them, and there would always be one where like a guy was breaking into a bank, and Spider-Man would stop him, but he was actually just trying to steal the fruit pies. Right? It was like a one-page. It was an ad, and I just thought if I could train an army of Chihuahuas to rob banks, then I could get all the fruit pies I wanted and maybe meet Spider-Man. So that's the level of crime I'm into.
like pre-Despicable Me style something.
Like,
all right, y'all. We're gonna put an end to this.
Yeah, because I'm going to be here in fucking another 45 minutes. So yeah.
See y'all in the morning. Cheers,
folks. Cheers.
Bye.
Oh, that wasn't the what I wanted to. That's